Redbeard is about to crack open his second ever beer by the Bench Brewing Company. And the name of this one isn't nearly as funny as the last one was. Oh, what? You going down, people of the world? My name is Redbeard, and this is a Daily Drink vlog. Today, we've got a can of 20 Mile Farmhouse Ale by the Bench Brewing Company. Like I was saying, the last one was their session IPA called Balls Falls, which I thought was a pretty funny name. It's actually named after Balls Falls, which is some falls that fall on balls? I don't know. Let's crack her open. And let's see what we've got. Farmhouse Ale, I'm really not 100% sure what to expect. It's gonna be like some kind of saison, yeasty type thing. I think I might actually give the last little bit a swish and see if anything happens. I don't know, it's pretty clear right now. Let's see. It could just be kind of the carbonation. No, that definitely hazed up a little bit. Yes, it did. As always, all the thanks in the whole wide world go to those who watch my videos. The beard loves you all so very, 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 very much. Most definitely not clear anymore. Very much of the hazy. So, I'm expecting to not love this beer. It's got a relatively pronounced yeast kind of bready aroma. Yeasty breadiness. Let's give her a shot. Yeah, it's yeasty. Oh my god, it's very yeasty. Ah. Kind of a little bit of decent kind of citrusy, orange peel-ish notes going on in there, but overall, I still very much have not come around to the flavor of the yeast. Let's do this. Cheers, everybody. Oh, Christ. For what it is, compared to other beers of this style that I'm not a fan of, I think it's probably pretty well done. I can't really effectively comment because of my tongue not really wanting to work right now. Located along the benchlands of the Niagara Escarpment, we at Bench Brewing are passionate about the beer we make and the place we make it. Our Farmhouse Ale is named after the 20 Mile Creek that winds its way throughout some of Ontario's finest orchards, vineyards, and farms in the beautiful 20 Valley. Brewed in the saison style, this beer has subtle notes of fruit and spice with a dry, crisp finish. And yeah, should have done that as well. Benchbrewing.com. Check them out. Their session IPA was quite tasty. Ingredients: water, malted barley, wheat, hops, and yeast. 27 IBUs, and we have a packaged on date of the 12th of January, I believe. I think. I don't know. It's a packaged on date. It's nice to see. And being a saison, kind of can conditioned, 5.3%, not that high in alcohol, but I believe this style of beer can keep for a little while longer than some other styles. I think saisons were kind of originally made to be stored away and not drank, you know, beer for the future kind of thing. When the harvest wasn't a bit, I don't know. I could be just talking out of my ass, but that's what I think. I will eventually learn some stuff like that. I promise. Whether or not I ever learn to love a saison, that I cannot say with any certainty. Although I can say that already I am kind of adapting to the incredible powerfulness of the yeastiness in this, and it isn't hitting me as hard now as it did the first couple drinks. So, showing glimmer of promise, a slight little speck, the smallest speck. Oh, not a big spec. I can get kind of the spiciness, and then the finish, yeah. Dry. Excuse me. Not really getting the crisp finish, but I get dry. Kind of a weird way to describe something you just drank that has a dry finish, but it makes sense. Ratings. On Beer Advocate, we have a score of 83 out of 12 ratings. Bench is an up-and-coming Ontario brewery that is worth keeping an eye on. Excuse me. If you've made nothing more than those two beers, I'm assuming if I was to go to your brewery, I'd hope that you've got more than just these two beers available, that you're, experimenting and trying new things, and these were just your first two forays into the LCBO, but even so, I don't know, you'd think that you'd start with something more approachable to try to get people's attention. Although the Session IPA was pretty approachable for an IPA. It was good. It was very good. I like that a lot. This one, but again, I should reiterate, I think that as far as a Farmhouse Saison beer goes, this seems pretty well made. My palate isn't a fan of the yeast. It's like the final my final palate mutation that needs to occur before my palate reaches its final form. Maybe. I can't think of any. The bourbony flavor, I've kind of started to like that. Like the Kentucky Bastard Marcellin I had, I quite enjoyed that. That was shocking. So, the yeasty flavor is really the only one I can think of off the top of my head that I really need to enjoy more. Definitely not as off-putting to my tongue as it was in the beginning. Kind of mellowing out. I like it. There's a nice fruity kind of character to it. A little bit of that spiciness they talk about. But it's not terrible. I'm quite surprised. Over on Rate Beer, overall score of 92, 87 for the style. Good stuff. This is awesome. I really like this. Excuse me, tasting refreshing. Sourish. Not really. Seems well thought out and executed. Pretty nice. Decent, enjoyable. Like, the people are enjoying it. Like I've said, this palate is not everyone's palate. I'm not professional in my beer tasting abilities. I already said the IBUs. Yes, there's right there. 3.54 out of 5 on Untapped out of 862 ratings. It's not bad. Light and tangy. Love Farmhouse ales. Nice saison. Good saison. Solid effort. Warm, fruity, full-bodied. A little too funky for somebody. I'm not getting any kind of funkiness. At all. I guess the yeasty flavor could kind of maybe be misconstrued by some people as a bit of a sour, funky flavor. The only way I can think of what's happening there. But, I don't know. I generally like sour beers. And I generally am not a fan of yeasty beers. So I've kind of gotten pretty good at discerning those two things. I find those two things to be far apart a sour beer to a saison. Although I've had kind of sour saison-y beers, a couple of those. They were kind of surprisingly, the further down I'm getting, the more I'm not getting that kind of yeasty kick. You'd think that the yeast would settle down and that there'd be a whole lot more. There's a little bit on the bottom, but nothing terrifying. Overall, I'm rather surprised with myself. Like, wasn't a fan at all the first couple drinks. Like, whoa. And now, I feel like I could have another one of these. I feel like I'd like to have another one of these right after this one, just to kind of test the full-on beer again. See if it starts off the same as I'm finished. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know the last. Even there. Excuse me. Not the best tasting burp, but I've had worse. Bench Brewing Company. Your 20-mile farmhouse ale. That's what it is. Rating. We give that a solid 8. Like, again, if you like farmhouse saisons, you'll probably give it a much higher rating. But for me, the fact that I kind of actually enjoyed it by the end, those first couple drinks, I was thinking in my head, yeah, this is going to be like a 5.5 or a 6. But no, it kind of grew on me. And that's going to do it for today's Daily Drink vlog. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then be sure to smash that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, then be sure to smash that subscribe button. If you got something to say to me, put some comments in the box down below. But thanks again, and I'll be back with another Daily Drink vlog tomorrow. Peace out! Looking at your website right now, Bench Brewing people, and you seem to make a few other beers. Clean Slate, Brett Saison, Citra Grove, Mosaic Grove, Simcoe Grove. That seems to be all of them, but I want to try them all.